Okay, welcome back. I hope you have fun in exploring the visual components of the Unity user interface, text and image. But now let's continue with the interactive components. As I have said in the earlier videos, we will only learn about two components. That is the button and slider. Okay, let's take a look at the button first. I will clean up my user interface here for a moment. I won't delete this. I will just move it around and then let's take a look at how we create a button. So, in the same way as we have created text and images, simply right click on your canvas and then select UI button. Again, we have two versions here, button and button text mesh pro. But I will stick to button for now. Because the difference is only minor. Like the difference is only how Unity will render the text. If we use the text mesh pro, then the render is actually more advanced, more beautiful. It will prevent some blurry text. But for now, I will just simply use a regular button. Okay. Oh, oops! Over here, I accidentally resized my button. But that's fine. If you look here, for the button, it actually has the child. There is a text component. The how we want to display our text for our button. You can change the text in the text component. Here in the text property. So for example, like a new game. But as you can see, the text is quite small. So you can either change the font size, to something bigger. But now I will simply click this best fit option. For best fit, Unity will actually guess what is the best value for the font size between the minimum and the maximum here. So let's see if I want the text to be bigger, maybe 48. Then it will guess what is the correct value for our button. But I think the downside of this using best fit, as you can see here, if I don't use a best fit, my text is actually being formatted nicely in the center of my button. But if I activate best fit, then it will always formatted at the top side. So I think I will leave my best fit unchecked. I will manually. Oh wait. I will manually change my new game text. I think it's not really centered now. Okay, let me just create another button. And then let's increase the font size. Okay, now everything is normal, Okay, change it to new game or something else. Okay, so if you see at our button, it is quite bland. This is a default button. But if you take a look at any games that it will uses uh, its own textures for the button. Yeah, you can do that also. So for example, I have provided the red rounded button here. Make sure the texture type is sprite. Then you can use it as the source image for the button. Yeah, so this is how to create a custom button for your game. Yeah, you can simply create a sprite for your button and specify it in the source image property for your button. Okay, for other properties, I will leave you to explore on your own. Yeah, so for example, here in the button component itself, you have a transition of color tint. What it means, we have normal color, highlighted, pressed, selected, and so on. Yeah, I will leave it to you to explore. Yeah, but something we want to keep in mind is how we actually create the interaction for our button. Yeah, as you can see here, I have a on-click something which says now list is empty. Yeah, I will teach you actually how to create the interaction for the button. Okay, so for UI events, Unity also uses the event-driven programming for its UI system. Yeah, but how we accomplish this is totally different from Visual C Sharp. Yeah, so you may want to learn carefully. Yeah, after this, yeah, please watch carefully and then please familiarize yourself with how we actually uh, accomplish or implement the event-driven programming in the Unity UI system. Yeah, in the Visual C Sharp way, we can just simply double-click our button and Visual Studio will create the appropriate method for us. Yeah, but it's not the same here in Unity. You cannot double-click in your button. Yeah, nothing happens. If you click in the hierarchy, it will instead move your button to focus in the scene window. Yeah, so it is totally different. Yeah, how we accomplish this? Yeah, to add an on-click event on your button, first you must create a new script, and then you create a new method to be called on the click event. You must attach the script to a game object, yeah, preferably an empty one. Yeah, there is. I will usually call it a helper here. We must attach the script to a helper and then assign that helper game object to the onClick event of our button, and then assign the method for that button. Yeah, this. Yeah, I know these 5 steps may be quite complicated to remember or to execute one by one. Yeah, but I I assure you that once you have been familiarized with this, you can do it very simply as if you have already done it in like in the Visual C Sharp. Yeah. Okay, so let's do these steps one by one. Create a new script. Yeah. Say you have a script called a UI main menu. Okay. I will also. Oh, I will pretend that this is a UI main menu. Yeah, and then I will create a new script called UI main menu. Yeah, let me create it first. Create C# script, and then I will call it the UI main menu. Okay, I have created my UI main menu. Then I will open it. Yeah, to the Visual Studio. The first one, the first thing I want to do is adding using Unity Engine .ui as we have already done in the previous videos, yeah, about timer and skills. The first thing we want to do is adding a using any Unity Engine.ui, yeah. And then usually you don't need the start and update method. Yeah, but sometimes you may need to use any one of these methods, start and update. So maybe it's a good idea or a good practice to just leave it first. Yeah, and then after you have finished your script, then see if you don't need start and update. Yeah, if they are empty, then just remove it. Yeah, in this case, I have already know that I don't need the start and update methods, so I will remove them. And then let's create a new method called void load scene with the parameter of string scene name. Or we can also create overload for it, a void load scene which has a integer scene number. Yeah, it will look something like this. Okay, we must add another using here, using Unity Engine scene management. Yeah, to be able to call a scene manager class. Yeah, in the scene manager class, we have a load scene method. Yeah, the scene actually will load a scene. Yeah, which name we specify here, or we use a scene number or scene index. Yeah, I will talk about it later. What is a scene index? Yeah, but for now, let's create these two methods first. I add using Unity Engine dot scene management first. Yeah, and then let's create a public void load scene using a string scene name, and then just simply call scene manager dot load scene with the argument is the scene name. Okay, or you can also create an overload load scene, but specifying the integer uh, parameter, yeah, integer scene index. Yeah, and actually the body is the same, yeah, load scene, but now we use the scene index instead of scene name. Yeah, scene index. Okay, save it. Yeah, although for now we don't really need the Unity Engine.ui, I will leave it first. Yeah, later when I have finished this UI main menu and it is determined that we actually don't need it, then we can just simply safely remove the using Unity Engine.ui. Yeah, but for now I will leave it. Okay, the next step is to attach this script to the UI helper. Okay, yeah, I will let my Unity import the UI main menu first, and then I have already created the UI helper here. Yeah, for the timer script. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can also use this UI helper object for the UI main menu. Yeah, just drag it and attach it over here. And then for the next step, yeah, this is the most complicated steps of creating the on-click event. Yeah, so pay attention carefully. First, you want to select your button. Yeah, and then scroll in the inspector window until you find the on-click list, which says list is empty for now. Yeah, and then you want to add one entry to this list. Yeah, uh, just by click here. Yeah, click this plus button. Click it. You will get something like this. Yeah, you will see that is now we have none object here. Yeah, this is object. I will make it wider. Yeah, non-object. Yeah, that means we must specify the object that has the appropriate method that we will want to run when the button is clicked. Yeah. So where is the game object? In our case, it is here in the UI helper. Yeah, which has the UI main menu script. Yeah, the main menu script has the method we want to call when any user clicks the button. Okay, so the steps here. Please drag and drop your UI helper to this non-object field. Yeah, drag and drop. Don't click UI helper or you will use the inspector. Yeah, again, drag and drop your UI helper to this field. Yeah, none. Yeah, only then the no function combo box will be activated. Yeah, the next step, please click here. Yeah, the no function combo box. Then browse to the script that contains the method you want to call at the on-click event. Yeah, in this case, it is the UI main menu. And then select the appropriate method. Yeah, which one you want to use is up to you. Yeah, I will illustrate both of them. Yeah, if you want to use the load scene string, yeah, and then you will have another box here. Yeah, here we must specify the name of the scene we want to load. Okay, so here, for example, I want to load the sample scene. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, or if you have another scene, then it's also fine. Yeah, but here I will load my sample scene. Yeah, just copy the name of your scene into this box. Sample scene. Yeah, the other alternative is to use the load scene integer method. Yeah, and here you must specify the scene build index. Yeah, so what is a scene build index? Yeah, let's take a look at this menu first. Yeah, before we try this load scene method, we must specify our scenes to be uh, inserted, yeah, or to be built when we build our game. So please click the file menu, then select the build settings until you have this open new window. Yeah, build settings. Yeah, and then in scenes in build, we must specify which scenes is included in our final game. Yeah, so I want to include my UI and my sample scene as well. Yeah, you can simply drag and drop your scenes into this field. Yeah, in scenes in build box. Okay, drag and drop. I want to use also the scene sample scene, so that's fine. Or if you prefer, you can rename your sample scene as well. Yeah, but for now, I will leave it as sample scene. If you take a look at the right side of the scenes in build list, you will see a number over here. Yeah, this is the scene build index. Any scenes that is numbered 0 at the scenes in build list will be automatically loaded at the first time your player loads your game. Yeah, so the main menu, usually you will want your main menu scene to be loaded first, so make sure that it has the 0 index. Yeah, and then we can use a load scene method to load another scene. Yeah, remember this scene build index, then you can specify it in your UI main menu dot load scene, the int 1. Yeah, so here I can use 1 to be able to move from UI scene to my sample scene. Okay, so that's quite a long steps we have to accomplish, yeah, in order to be able to create the interaction for our button. Yeah, but I assure you, once you know how to do this, yeah, you can just do it over and over again until you memorize the steps, and you will be able to do it in no time. Okay, so I ran my game for now, and then if I click here over my new game, then my sample scene is loaded. Yeah. Okay, this is my sample scene. I will leave my 2D view, and you can play your game. Yeah, so that's how you actually implement the on-click event for your button. Yeah, I will summarize again for you. So the first thing, create a new script. Yeah, yeah, and then add a new method that you want to call when the button is clicked. For example, load scene. Save, and then attach it to a UI helper game object. Yeah, create one if you don't have one. Attach it over there to your UI helper. And then the next step is to select your button, add a new on-click entry, yeah, and then drag and drop your UI helper to these fields, yeah, under the runtime, and then select the appropriate class that contains your preferred method. Yeah, only then that method will be called when you click the button. Yeah, I illustrate the second load scene method, which uses the scene name. Yeah, actually it produces the same result. Okay, so that is all about button. Yeah, the only thing you may want to practice uh, over time is how to add the on click event. Yeah. Okay, the final component we want to take a look is a slider here. So this is the visual component for the slider. Yeah, user can specify the desired value by dragging the handle using a mouse. Yeah, just drag this handle, and it will automatically update its value. Yeah, a slider has 6 components, as can be seen here. We have a background, we have a fill area, have which has one child. Yeah, the fill area, and then the next child from the slider is the handle slide area itself. Okay, so the usage for the slider is if you take a look at the settings on your game, yeah, maybe they have volume slider over there. Yeah, we won't actually implement the volume slider here. Yeah, we only try to understand how slider works. Yeah, and how we can use the slider. Yeah, but we won't actually implement the volume itself. Okay. Okay, let's add another slider here. I will reactivate my 2D view. Add another slider over here. If it's too small, you can simply just resize it. Yeah, something like this. If you feel that your slider is squished like this, you can always edit your slider. Yeah, so for example, for the handle slider, for the handle itself, I think I want to make it bigger, something like this. Okay, let's try it. Okay, I think that's fine with me. Yeah, you can also change the background if you wish. Change its color, change the fill area, the fill color. Yeah, the fill is actually the left area beside the handle. So you can create something like this if you want. Yeah, and you can also specify a custom background for your slider. Yeah, even the handle itself has the source image. Yeah, so if you have a custom image, you can use it as well. So I don't have any image over here that I want to use. Yeah, let's say maybe the handle can be changed. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, so you are free to modify the visual appearance of your slider as you wish. Yeah, and note that I made changes in play view. Yeah, while my game is playing. So when I stop my game, it will revert to the default state. Yeah, please keep in mind when editing any components. Yeah. Okay, so for slider, we have some properties we want to take a look. The minimum and maximum value here. Yeah, simply it says to specify the minimum and maximum value of a slider. Yeah. The default is 0 and 1. So the value property can be a floating point. Yeah, as you can see here, it is a floating point actually. And you can change anything as you wish. So you can create a maximum value of 100. Yeah, and you can specify the value. Yeah, but notice here the value is looks like it's an integer, but actually it is a float. Yeah, in some cases, you may want the values to be integer only, so you can activate the whole numbers property. Yeah, and then only then your value will be an integer. Oops. Okay. So for the event of the slider, we have an event called on value changed. Yeah, this event is invoked when the user drags the slider handle. The parameter is actually a float, yeah, regardless if you activate the whole numbers property or not. Yeah, so value is always a float. Yeah, here it is called single, but single is actually the same as float. So for example, let's try to display the slider value on a text. Yeah, please add a new text, place it alongside your slider, and you may also set this text as a child of your slider. Yeah, let's do that. I will create the text as a child of my slider. I will rename it as value. Then I will move it over here. Make it the same height. And then I want to set it like this. Alignment is left, but vertically it is at the center. For the font size, let's say again 48. The value is from 0 to 100. Yeah. Okay, 0 to 100. So let's try 100. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with my text. Yeah, I will move it to 0 first. And I will leave this text to 100. Yeah, it will be updated when we drag the slider. Yeah, so whatever we type down here won't be won't matter at all. Yeah, only when we drag the slider, then it will automatically change the text. Okay, the principle is actually the same, but with adding an on-click event to our button. Yeah, so we will add the method for on value changed. Yeah, this is the sliders. Yeah, and as you can see, it is different with Visual C Sharp. Yeah, in Visual C Sharp, usually the preferred name is the component name underscore the event name and then the parameters. Yeah, but in Unity we can use any names we want to use. Yeah, so for our button previously we use a very custom name that is a load scene. Yeah, but if you want you can also name it like Visual C Sharp. So you may call volume slider underscore on value changed float value. Yeah, you can create something like this. But if you feel that this method does not really represent what you want to actually execute, then you can simply rename it to something like change volume. Yeah, that's completely fine. Yeah, I will make sure that my C Sharp or my Visual Studio actually recognize this method to change volume. Okay, remember that the parameter is in float. Yeah, but for the parameter name, you can name it as you wish. Yeah, but usually I will call it value. Okay, so here I must have a reference to this value text. So, oops, sorry, I must open my Visual Studio. Yeah, here I want a reference for my text. So I will create a new public field. The type is text. I will call it a volume text. Yeah, and for a safety measurement, you can check if volume label is not null first. Yeah, just in case you forget to assign the volume text. Yeah, sometimes we may forget to assign something. Yeah, I will use my timer script for example. Yeah, sometimes we forget to do this. If we run this script without actually specifying something to the script, and then you will get this error. Yeah, you will get a null reference exception, object reference not set, blah blah blah, add script timers, blah blah blah. Yeah. So if you get this error, null reference exception, it is a good measure that you forget to assign something in your script. Yeah, so keep it in mind. Okay, I will change it back, and then here, yeah, if you want, you can check for null first. Let's do that. If volume text does not equal to null, then volume text equals to value. Okay, we must change it to string. Okay, it's as simple as this. Yeah, and then do the same steps as if you want to add a new on click event on your button. Yeah, but this time do it on the slider. Yeah, so click the slider first, and then scroll down on your inspector until you see on value changed. List is empty. Add a new one. Click plus. Have I clicked it? Okay, click plus. Yeah, I will get something like this, and then drag and drop the UI helper. Then select the no function to the class UI main menu. Okay, now here be very careful. Yeah, you have two segments in this menu. Yeah, we have a dynamic float and static parameters. Yeah, the difference is that if you select the static parameters of your change volume, yeah, you will need to specify the value manually here. Yeah, that means whatever changes made to the slider, yeah, our text will always change into 50. Yeah, let's try it. So I will select the UI main menu dot change volume, the float one, and I will specify it 50. Yeah, and before trying, I must specify my volume text. So drag the value text to here, then test. Okay, now no matter where you drag the handle of your slider, it will always says 50. Yeah, that's because we use the static parameters for our on value change. Yeah. If we want to be able to change the text dynamically, yeah, when the value actually changes, yeah, we must select the dynamic float instead. Yeah, so here now change it to the dynamic float version of change volume. Yeah, you will notice that for change volume, we don't have any parameters here. Yeah, compared to the change volume float in the static parameters. Yeah, so change to dynamic float change volume, and then rerun your game. Yeah, it says 100 for now. Yeah, because the slider has not changed its value yet. Yeah, but when I track this, then oops, the text actually reflect what the value in the slider. Yeah, but it is not a whole number. Yeah, I forgot to check the whole number property. Let's try it again. Okay, now my text is correct. Yeah, displaying the current value for the slider. Yeah, please ignore this handle for now. Yeah, because it is actually my handle actually goes all the way to the right hand side of my slider. Yeah, because I manually modify this. Yeah, please ignore it for now. Yeah, but at least, oops, where is it? Yeah, yeah, but at least we have already created event for our slider. Yeah, when the value of the slider has changed, then it will do something. Yeah, for example, here we updated the volume text to reflect the current value of our slider. Yeah, later on, if you have already learned about audio, then you can also set the volume for your audio. Yeah, but we won't do it here. Yeah, it is beyond the scope of PBM. Okay, so I think that's all for now. Yeah, we have learned a lot about Unity user interface, and this is only just the basics. Yeah. We only talk about. Whoops, sorry. we only talk about four components, two user interface components, yeah, which is the text and then the image, button, and slider. Yeah, in the meantime, if you take a look at your UI menu, we have quite a lot of UI elements here. Yeah, but I hope by using only these four or at least three UI elements, yeah, text, image, and button, yeah, you can already create the proper user interface for your project, yeah, for your final project. Okay, so I hope this topic is fun to you to follow. Yeah, if you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to ask it to me. Yeah, either to write down your questions in the comments below, or you can also talk to your assistants in your preferred method. Yeah, Line, WhatsApp, or your assistants are in the group Hangouts group chat as well. Yeah, I am there as well. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask any of us. Yeah. So I hope this course has been a good ride for you. Yeah, in learning in more depth about Unity. Okay, so that's all for this course. Yeah, we will meet again at the next course. Yeah, I'll see you soon.